Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Down and Dirty. And today I have with me Sai Dheeraj. Sai is an entrepreneur with a marketing background. He started an ad spaces aggregation platform called Sigmaverse. His goal with Sigmaverse is to transform the way marketing functions and to add more transparency to the industry. That's a big mandate. His passion lies in solving problems and he thrives on learning from experiences to create value for customers. Sai, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Taapsi, for having me on the show. Uh, well, uh, so how are you doing? First,
I am good, and I think what everybody would be curious to know about is as someone who's a founder who started his own business in the marketing space. Tell us a little bit about, or rather, tell me a little bit about a day in your life. What do you do from morning to evening, Sai?
so morning starts with the client follow-ups every day. For the first, from 10 o'clock till 12, it's client follow-ups
Huh.
and what projects are being executed, what is the deadline,
Hmm.
any operational issues, we take care of them from 10 to 12.
Hmm.
And from 12 to 1:30,
Hmm.
we pick new clients at this time.
Hmm.
From 1:30 to 2 is the break, just half an hour is the break. Post that, so we also have to give a lot of options, proposals to clients on a daily basis.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when you go to a client as a marketing company
Hmm.
and tell them an idea, so
Yeah.
what they ask is, okay, what do you want to do with it? So we have
Yeah.
to give them outline, some plan. So there'll be clients who will give us some brief about what they are looking at,
Hmm.
and there'll be a lot of clients where they will be really excited about the idea,
Hmm.
but input from them because they also somewhere don't have a clue about what we are talking. How will it
Hmm.
work for them?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they want to see an initial plan where they'll try to understand if their brand fits in for whatever suggestions we are giving. We
Got it.
predominantly operate in offline marketing space.
Hmm.
We do digital marketing also, but not for big companies.
Hmm.
So if it's a big company, we usually don't do digital marketing because there are specialized digital agencies for them.
Right.
Yeah. So most of the advertising we do is outdoor marketing.
Got it. Got it.
So roughly in a day, we send at least 4 to 5 proposals.
So there's a lot of desk work also, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
meeting work also, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, yes. It's both physical as well as online. So
Correct.
if client is in the same city, we make sure that we meet them
But
because
you go, is this part of your day? As in you are
uh,
going out and taking client calls? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Meetings.
3 people from our company, we do that physical
Got it.
meetings because probably what we can communicate when we meet someone physically is different from what we can communicate online.
Got
That's
it.
all.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Of course.
Right.
Face to face. Nothing
So,
beats face to face.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
So that's how it is.
got it.
And back to the evening, if we would have told our client we'll get back with the proposal by evening, we have to get back with the proposal.
Got it.
Max, we have one day. Let's say if I do a client cold
Yeah.
call to some
Yeah.
client, and by today we should give the plan, right?
Yeah.
Else the lead is
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. The lead is
Yeah.
hot. So you gotta like act on it. So when does your day start, right?
It's 9 o'clock in the morning typically.
That is a work day. When does your life start in the morning?
Live around 6:30 in the morning.
6:30. Okay. And do you have kids? Like what's the setup? Like what are
Uh,
you doing from
no.
6:30?
You stay alone, so
Okay.
wake up 6:30 in the morning, some workout or some sport or something like that, then get ready. And I spend about 30 minutes planning the day.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I basically divide the entire day into bits and pieces,
Got
and
it.
morning session, afternoon, and evening. Post 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, there'll be one call that we'll have with all the team. What is done? What
Hmm.
has to be.
Hmm. Hmm.
If there are no proposals drafted by team yet, then maybe the task for rest of the day is
Yeah.
getting a plan together.
Correct. Correct. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Remote team, right? Distributed team, as in you don't have to go to an office. Everyone works from home.
yeah, it's hybrid kind of thing.
Perfect. Okay.
Workplace and our tech team sits in Bangalore, so they're remote.
Yeah.
We are based out of Hyderabad.
Okay.
Sales in Bangalore and Hyderabad. The operations
Got it.
team is Hyderabad and Bangalore.
So you have like early morning, your time, you work out a little bit, set the agenda for the day, and then work starts by 9:30, right? You're in work mode, meetings, maybe some traveling, depending on if the client is based in the same city, then wrap up, reviewing proposals, and then what happens and then when does work wrap up? What time?
around 8, 7:30, 8.
8.
Might
And
wraps up.
then,
Some people it's by 6:37. Depends
yeah,
on the
correct. Depends on the day.
probably designers wind up by 7 in the evening.
And what happens after that?
What
After work?
happens to that is basically the thought for the next day. So what
But
you
you
gotta
live
do?
alone. Like, I mean, like, is there anything else that happens beyond just like work? Like,
Uh,
what else happens in the evening?
so yeah, there is also an element where there's a lot of learning that happens post 7 or 8.
Okay.
So they're online. So try to see what is the new tool that is being used by a lot of people, how people are generating content,
Hmm.
what are the key marketing trends.
Okay. And
People inter-
where are you learning? Like, are you just reading content or have you signed up for courses? Like, how does that
uh,
work?
it's multiple sources that I get the information from. One is through newsletters. I've subscribed
Hmm.
to a couple of newsletters where they do send every week some at least 4 to 5 articles and case studies. That is one learning. And another learning is, of course, watching few podcasts online.
Hmm. Hmm.
Though it's relevant or irrelevant, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Probably if, uh, listen to something for 1 hour, 1.5 hour, at least there will be 5 or 6 points that will be useful for you.
Exactly. Correct.
With
Correct.
someone with so much experience, probably 5 or 6 points are useful to you.
Yeah.
I'll try to note it down if possible. If
Yeah.
not, probably I'll remember them.
Can you drop a few names? Like, does anything come to mind in terms of podcasts or newsletters that you like?
Marketing Monk, that's one.
Okay.
And in terms of podcasts, Nikhil Kamat's podcast, I do watch pretty
Hmm.
regularly.
Hmm.
So I do keep watching a lot of random podcasts also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used to watch Joe Rogan before,
Okay. Yeah.
and but the topics are very very diverse when it
Yeah.
comes
Of course. Of
to
course.
podcasts. So, and
And
of course,
sometimes inspiration, creativity comes from anywhere. I mean, you don't have to just be stuck in your domain,
yeah.
to get value. Okay, awesome, great. So tell me a little bit about your job responsibilities at Sigmaverse. Like, what exactly? We know like how your day pans out, but what are you
So
responsible
my
for?
responsibility at Sigmaverse is multiple, is threefold, you can say.
Hmm.
One, with respect to business, talking to a client, understanding their requirement, and suggesting them to use a platform for their requirement.
Okay.
It's not a completely self-serving platform
Hmm.
because it's a new piece of thing that we are bringing together. So we
Right.
also ask the client, okay, this is how you use the platform.
Hmm. Hmm.
At the same time, I also have to make sure that whatever requirement is coming through
Hmm.
has to go to the operations team, and we are able to send the quotations. I take care of that part also. And then another responsibility for me in the company is the product itself, platform. So I have to be in touch with the technical team once in every 2, 3 days, understand what's the progress that's going on, and take the feedback from the clients or vendors who are using our platform,
Yeah.
translate them to business requirement, get back to the technical team, see what we can implement. So it's always
Hmm.
like every week there'll be one product review that we do. That's
Got
one or
it.
two. And apart from that, when it comes to suggesting a client some plan, I'll have to see the plan and then send it.
Hmm.
Probably there's another person drafting it, but I'll have to see the plan and send it. At times, I'll have to draft the plan myself, and I do it half the times. So when it comes to drafting the plans, see, actually it used to take at least a day to give a plan
Hmm.
to a customer
Hmm.
before. So over the past 4 or 5 months, I would say we are able to deliver a plan probably in 2 hours or so, max to
How?
max. Yeah. So the thing is, so artificial intelligence has done a great job, to be honest.
Huh.
So I always used to wonder, okay, if I say something or type something, probably I want better than what I get on Google search.
Hmm.
Because Google search will give you results,
Hmm.
but it will not give you action items, or it will not give you a proper structured sort of response. So since GPT is a blessing for a lot of people working out there in the industry, I would say. So I've been using something called as Copilot for a good time. So Copilot is an application built on top of GPT.
Hmm.
So Copilot is a kind of pretty versatile tool you can use. Copilot does text. Copilot does image generation also. But the most you can use Copilot is for your documentation.
Hmm.
Let me give a few examples of how Copilot works. Right.
Yeah.
So you use Google search in general. If you want some information, you go through multiple links,
Yeah.
get the information, initially try to collate it, then you try to document.
Yeah.
So if you actually know what you want, you can get onto Copilot search. You can give your input. It will give you output that you can take and sort of building a plan. Right? That's one. And two, Copilot can also be used with other applications. You have your Microsoft Word, Excel, PPT, right? These applications can also use Copilot as a plugin. If you have a Microsoft Windows operated laptop, they've given something called as Copilot. You have a Office 365. It's a plugin that's there. So you can just put the text. Probably you would have done a meeting with your client. Okay.
Yeah.
You have bullet points that you would have noted. You take these bullet points, throw them onto a PPT. Let's say open a PPT. The presentation will be blank. No one likes a blank canvas, right? So
yeah,
no one likes. I mean, there's a lot of time that goes in designing. Okay, what has to be the layout? What has to be the color combination? What is the font? So rather than spending an hour, 2 hours on doing those things, you can give these bullet points onto the PPT. There's a dialog box that is there on the right side. You can say, okay, this is the theme I'm looking at. Can you please make a presentation? So it will give you a very basic initial presentation with styling. Now you're good to go. You know what you already have to propose.
Yeah.
Then you have structure in place. You keep on adding. Probably in an hour or 2 hours, you'll be able to finish off your plan. That's one way of looking at it. But I don't use a Microsoft OS. I don't use a Windows OS, so I use a Mac. So my function, see, if I want that, I'll ask someone who is using a Windows laptop and do that.
Wow. Okay. Because you haven't found anything equivalent in Mac. Is that what you're saying?
Even on Mac, we can use it, but you'll have to take the subscription of Office 365.
Because
So
all your rendering is happening on
user.
PPT. Correct. So the limitation is how your clients are getting your information is through Microsoft Office tools, right?
Yeah.
So you need an integration with that. And obviously, okay, I see what you mean.
You can basically download it for Mac also, but it's another that will be there. So if there are multiple laptops, okay, that will be useful. Apart from that, those who don't use Microsoft 365 also can do a lot with Copilot. As I just told you, let's say you have an event coming up, let's say a product launch or something like that for a brand. They would have asked you, okay, just give us a basic plan. So normally what do? You structure, you write, then each and every section you go and you know. But the thing is, you try to find words to put into a document. It's not a great idea. I mean, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, to start from scratch is very hard.
Yeah. That is the issue. Well, Copilot search can do that job for you. You can take the same thing. If you want it in a tabular form, you can ask. It'll give you in a tabular form. You can export it on Excel. You can click, say, okay, export it on Excel. You can send the link to your friend also, your colleague or whoever it is. They'll get the link, they can open, they can download it.
Amazing. So obviously I want to see this workflow because it's one thing to talk about. I'd love to see it. But wait, before we get into that, I just want to step back a little bit. Now, Copilot is an add-on to ChatGPT, right? So talk me through how the journey to landing up at Copilot. How much were you using ChatGPT when it came out? You know, like, are you someone who's tinkering a lot with AI tools, or is this something you found this one thing and you decided this is awesome, this is all I need? What's your background?
So ChatGPT was introduced. I tried to use it initially. It was really cool. Then I thought, okay, we've used it for a month or so. It was mostly for generating text. Probably if we have to write an article or something. Stuff like that, we used it initially. But beyond that, the capabilities of ChatGPT were a little, what do we say? It's very limited. So there were a lot of applications. GPT is an open software. People are able to build a lot of applications on top of that. And the applications, there are a lot of people built a lot of applications. When it came to Microsoft, probably they have the right environment to build the right piece of technology. So they've done something very smartly. They've used GPT on one end. For image generation, they've taken DALL-E 3. So, I mean, it's not as good as Midjourney, but DALI 3 also does a very good job. So, both image generation as well as text generation has become better through Copilot. So, yeah, ChatGPT, when it released, I used it for a while. Then I thought, okay, probably you need it to when you write an article or something like that. But it was not actually up to the mark. So when Copilot came into picture, it was one of my friends who was using this a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, bro, Microsoft released something like this a couple of months back. I've been using it. Why don't you try? So I've tried to use it. But again, see, giving a prompt is also an art. We have to
Yeah.
learn few.
Of course. They have a whole profession on it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are courses out there and there are jobs out there where
Yeah.
people need people who can give proper prompts.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in India, we have a lot of jobs like that are opening up.
Right.
So that's how I started going on to YouTube again, try to
Mm.
see how do you actually give a proper prompt.
Mm.
Then by basically with some experience, with some usage, based on usage, it's another thing with your Copilot is the it keeps learning from your inputs. When you give a prompt, it gives you a response, and you don't like it. Let's say you've said, okay, you change this, not that great. Please try to tone down the heavy usage of verbatim. All that stuff it takes. It keeps learning. So that is another advantage that I have seen in Copilot. Highly recommended is there's a paid plan also, which is Copilot Pro. If someone wants to actually make full usage of it, it's better to go for that. It's faster and more efficient, I would say.
Do you have it?
I know I'm thinking to take one, either that or I'll take a Microsoft 365.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's show it to me. I mean, I'd like to see this. What I found really interesting, and I haven't really covered this so far in other episodes,
Okay.
is the presentation side of it, right? So I understand the prompts and all. I'm not sure, how much we can see in that, but if you have something to show in that, that would be great.
Let's take a topic then. Any topic, a product launch, or like you want a marketing plan for someone, or a PR.
You think of a use case in your scenario, like with Sigmaverse, and let's come up with a mock in like prompt or context.
Let's take a footwear brand.
Okay.
Okay, they are launching in India. Let's say Bangalore, or let's take Mumbai or Bangalore. They want a product launch sort of plan.
Okay, done.
They have other things sorted. They have their design sorted. They know whom to call, this, that, and all. Let's say they want a proper flow, and let's say it's a sustainable brand.
Got it.
We'll put that element also into the picture, and we'll try to see what we can do with it. I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Great. Okay. Can I get a product launch event plan? So, here, the event is in Mumbai, and let's go with this round in the first place.
Are you normally using the web browser for this, or do you have an
I
app for it?
use my phone as well as web browser both. Yeah.
Okay. Do they have an app? Like, is there for the desktop?
No.
Okay.
You have to use through Bing. If you have Bing browser, then it is inbuilt. You can use it through that.
Got it. So you keep this tab open. I'm assuming then in your workflow, you have Copilot open.
Yeah, most of the times, yes.
Understood. Okay.
So it has given you this holistic sort of thing, pre-event planning. So understand market research, venue selection,
So
introduction.
how is this helpful to you? Like I see what it's done. Like tell me how this helps you.
So when it comes to the first three things are not that relevant because we are just talking about the product launch, right? So the event agenda, this part that is there, is basically headlines of what you do on that day.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And then post event engagement is what we don't usually think about until unless the client asks us.
Yeah.
So there are points where we might forget, but since it drives information from a lot of sources, it's structured and it gives you things that you don't even probably think about. And that will give you the sources from which it has actually picked these things.
Yeah, this is classic ChatGPT though. Like there's sources, there's some nice description. Okay. So then what happens after this? Now, if you want to move this into a presentation or something.
Okay. If you have to move this into a presentation, I can't actually show you the presentation right now because it's, again, I have to put Microsoft 365. I don't have that laptop today.
Okay. Okay.
So if you take the whole bunch of information that is given to you here, put it in your PPT. Then, what do you see? There's a Copilot that is there on top of your Microsoft 365 applications. You click on that, you get a dialog box just like this. What you get in the bottom, you get it on the right. You give the same input to it. Let's say you don't have this text. You would have made a PDF for a Word document or something like that.
Yeah.
Feed the document also onto that dialog box and say, see, this is the input. And you can say, make a presentation out of this. And you can give additional information also. Apart
you can
from
copy paste the whole thing. Can I like pre-event planning, the header, the 3 points there. So the whole thing, and you just say make a presentation out of this.
Yes. You can also say, yes, can you please
So I have a question for you while this renders. How is this different? I imagine I can do this with ChatGPT as well.
Yes. But yeah, so yeah, I'm coming there. So the thing is, ChatGPT can't export you in Excel, right? It can't, it doesn't have that cross functionality sort of thing. Since Microsoft has built it, so the accessibility through all their platforms.
Okay, so that's great.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So basically, you can, if you have the Pro version or the Microsoft 365 Copilot that you have that comes with the new laptops these days, you can give an input, a video, let's say, and you can say summarize it. You can say summarize it in 10 points. You can also a PDF as an input and you can also summarize it. GPT does that to an extent in some applications.
Right.
But the way they've built it is more engaging, to be honest, and it's cross-functional compatibility again. So let's say,
where would you export it, Sai? Where would you go to? How do you export this?
Okay.
I know you don't have 365 on your Mac, but where's the function? Oh, it doesn't even give you the option. Acha, it does export. Okay.
Here, let's say, you can say this through mail or whichever format you want to. Basically, it will send you. Do you want me to share it to you? Just to
Yeah.
see that.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And if you had that integration and you click on export, then it'll go straight to this, right?
Yeah.
Understood. Okay. It'll go straight to, I think that is powerful. I think when ChatGPT, it's one thing to, combine ChatGPT with DALL-E and kind of give you many ways of rendering, AI content, AI generated content. And it's another thing where it can integrate with other productivity tools, right? Because these things need to go out, right? From
Yeah.
Copilot to Excel, from Copilot to PowerPoint, from Copilot to,
Yeah.
even, yeah,
So
design
there are
tools.
a couple of other uses also. Let's say you're using an Excel sheet. You don't know how to make a pivot table. You need few commands that you have to do it with. But here you can use a prompt and you can create a pivot table. So yeah, I mean, though you don't have a lot of Excel proficiency, you can do functions are to be done. You don't have to run to someone. Let's say, I don't know this function. How do we do this?
Yeah. You know what I'm finding so interesting here is that you don't have 365 on your computer right now, and you're plugging Copilot's functionality with with 365, which goes to tell me just how important you find that integration, right? I mean, you don't even have it on your computer, but I'm assuming what you're saying is you come up with something, you come up with a prompt, come up with the idea for the pitch, right? Because you're constantly pitching to clients, and then you're sending it to someone in your team who has 365 in order to render that into a PowerPoint or put that into Excel, whatever the export needs to be, the export functionality. Is that correct?
Yes, sort of.
Yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
At times we do that. At times I take up the laptop. I do whatever is needed if they have the 365.
Correct, right. And the reason that you'll have to, right? Okay, I understand this. Okay, so you're also like saving on money, right? Rather than buying multiple licenses, you'd rather just put in your strategy work and then just share it with somebody, so the person who has it on a laptop can use it, which completely makes sense, because as a founder, all we're doing is trying to contain costs. Absolutely.
That is thing, yeah.
Yeah, I completely get it. So I understand that decision. Okay, cool. So is there anything else that you want to show me? I have a few more questions I want to ask you, but I want to make sure that we've closed this loop here.
Are you asking me about the Copilot?
Sorry, say that again.
You're asking me about the Copilot?
Yeah, I'm saying, is there anything else that you want to show me over here? And otherwise, I have some other questions.
No, there are other applications out of it, but building a chatbot on top of Copilot, all those stuff you can do, but it'll get too technical if we start doing that.
Yeah. And I'm more interested in how you are using it, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure Copilot has a lot of bells and whistles, but I'm more interested in what Sai values. And it seems like what you value is coming up with a strategy doc that makes sense, prompting it the right way so it gives you the right kind of information, and then exporting it out.
Shall we close this tab?
Yes, we can do that. So here, let me you can stop your share screen right now. Here, or I can do it for you. Give me a second.
Yeah, can you please? I'm not able to.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions. In addition to Copilot, what else is open on your Mac? Because you use your Mac at work. Like, what else do you have open in addition to Copilot?
Most of it is memes. Apart from that, a lot of Google Sheets. That's another. And apart from that, our own platform and our own dashboards. We do have a platform that we use internally also, basically to manage our vendors as well as clients. So that is open all the time.
Okay. Okay. So then if you have Google Sheets open all the time, if you have Google Sheets open all the time, that is separate from the export to Excel workflow, right? As in Sheets you're using for what? Just internal number crunching? Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah. To
Okay.
also to get the project financials, basically. There'll be a lot
Okay.
of miscellaneous costs that get into picture, printing costs that get into picture. So we have few formats that we have set in. We put our data, then we add these components to arrive at the final amount.
Makes sense. So that's like your worksheet. That's where you're doing your workings
Yeah.
and your calculations. And how is that different from how you're using Excel and Copilot? What's happening there?
Okay. So the Copilot adaptation has been relatively new.
Okay.
So
How new?
moved on to yeah. In terms of Excel or PPT, it's been just 2 months.
2 weeks. Great. So you're trying it out and you're clearly loving it. If you're
Yeah,
talking to
yeah,
me about it, it means there's something
yeah.
about it that you're liking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the cross-functional ability is something that I didn't think about before. But since the functionality is there, so you can essentially depend on it to do a lot of things. Rather than just getting the prompts, getting the information or image,
Hmm.
if you're able to see it's a piece of technology that is built, which has its own mind, which can be plugged in at multiple places to do multiple things.
Correct.
That's how Copilot is being built by Microsoft. So there are tutorials out there
Yeah.
trying out, understanding what else can be done. So recently we figured out that we can also build a chatbot
Hmm.
from Copilot, and it's not like you have to write a piece of code to do that.
Hmm. That's pretty liberating. If
Yeah.
anyone can build
So
can build a chatbot without knowing code,
maybe that's the idea that
you have to try it out. You still have to try it out.
yeah, we have
So
to try.
so tell me something. I still want to understand the difference between Google Sheets, which you use to understand project costs, and Copilot and Excel. What is Excel being used for in your workflow? That's
So
different
Google
from Google
Sheets,
Sheet.
okay, no, it's almost the same. The
Okay.
functionality is on a Google Sheet. A very
Yeah.
basic functionality you can get on a Google Sheet. It
Yeah.
does the job properly. It does the job for us. But when we have a large amount of data, let's say we have data of about 1,500 ad spaces that are there, we
Yeah.
transfer it to a Google Sheet also. If we want to perform certain operations, it is not viable. So we'll have to use Excel for that.
No. I understand the difference between Google
Uh,
Sheet and Excel. I get. I'm trying to think of Excel plus
with
Copilot.
Okay,
Yeah.
Excel with Copilot is I don't have to go give these commands. Syntax is missing, comma is missing. You have given the wrong parameter, bracket is missing. So all these things are minimized. I can go say, okay, take up the column one. Uh, I need, let's say, an ad spot has been booked twice in the last 4 months.
Hmm.
Bring me the list of all those ad spots which have not been booked in the last 3 months or 2 months, something like that.
On Excel.
Yeah.
Acha, so it creates a list for you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living under a rock.
No, since you have the Excel sheet, it's already there. You would have
Yeah.
noted so and so is the price, so and so are the number of times it has been viewed or it has been booked. Now you want to pull subset of that data,
Yeah.
you'll use Power Table to do it. But
Correct.
if you have to build Power Table, you have to know how do you build it in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, so if you have some
That's
advanced
where. Hmm.
state, even if you have advanced Excel skills, you don't have to put so much thought to it because
Yeah.
you know overall, like you have the higher level of understanding of what has to be done.
Got it. Got it.
So
Okay. So let me summarize some of this for you. So because you are a Mac user, right?
yes,
For whatever motivation, you're a Mac user, right? But work needs to happen on Windows, right? Like a lot of the work, like the presentations, the Excels, blah blah blah. So Copilot, you will use it on your Mac because you can. It's a web browser, easy to do, blah blah blah. Finish it, export it out, share it with someone on your team. That person uses Microsoft 360 and does whatever they need to do in terms of the export functionality and any add-on prompts and other updates that need to happen. Now, Apple also has its own AI capabilities.
yes, yeah.
And the reason right now that you're held back from kind of using Apple's productivity tools, Office productivity tools, equivalent to that, is because you have to buy another license. when you
Yeah.
already have, Microsoft 360 and great capabilities of what it can do integrated with Copilot? Does that kind of summarize like the
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
process behind how you're using
sort
these
of.
tools?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Apple also has their AI products, but
Yeah.
probably the expertise they have when it comes to understanding this data and applying them, probably Microsoft has it better since it has a lot many more users and it had a lot of these documentation tools that they have for a very long time. Probably Microsoft Word and Excel were the first things that we ever used in our lives.
Right.
In
Right.
some, so they got it better. Because see, even if you ask someone who's been using Mac for 10 years, they'll not be using numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Their laptop. So
Okay.
Mac is really good in terms of its color and screen and stuff. So it's reliable. It doesn't hang. That's
Yeah.
the reason I use Mac. It doesn't hang for the first 3 years at least when you buy a product.
Hmm.
Good battery backup and great screen.
Got it. Okay, so I feel like I have a little more sense now of how you are managing your day and through a combination of tools and workflows to get the
Yeah.
job done. So that's very, very interesting. So the only thing I have left right now is a rapid fire round. But before I get into that, is there anything else that you want to talk about this ecosystem of Copilot and how it's, and other tools? Is there anything else that we have not talked about?
Okay. So the AI tools that are being implemented these days are of very high precision also. There's a lot of flexibility in these tools. You can choose the tone. You can say this tool to be okay. So you can ask not just Copilot, any other AI built tool
Mm.
to give you certain things more precisely. Or if you
Mm.
want more creative, it can get creative also.
Mm. Mm.
So these tools can also be used for uh, as sources for food for thought.
Mm.
You're really bored, let's say, and you want to entertain yourself, and you need some uh, new ideas to come in. So how do ideas come in until the other person is telling you something new, right? You
Fair
can't
enough.
find it itself. So you can also play around with these tools and get uh, to think of things that you don't usually think of.
What would
It's
be
a
an example? What would be an example of a prompt to just, I don't know, start a conversation? It sounds like that's what you're saying. You're like, you can just have a conversation like with a companion, an AI companion.
that gets too far-fetched. People do it. I mean,
Okay.
there are companies out there
Yeah.
which are building a lot of
Yeah.
things like that, but I think it's too away from the
Yeah.
realistic.
Got it. Okay, so you're talking about in the context of work, that if you're stuck and you're looking for new ideas, or new
Yes,
ways of thinking about something, you can
yeah.
prompt an AI tool to come up with a better idea. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Basically, you're replacing your Google search with AI-enabled search.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
That's it.
sense. Okay. Okay, all right, rapid fire. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Name one thing on your bucket list.
Bucket list. Okay. Probably drive a supercar.
Drive a supercar. What is a supercar? I don't know what this is.
Supercar is a high performance car that what you see of some Ferrari or a Lamborghini,
Oh, okay.
something like that.
Got it, got it. That's what I thought. I thought it meant like a really fast car, but maybe there's some new iteration of like
Supercar,
a car.
high performance car.
Okay, okay, got it. Which social media platform are you personally most active on?
Instagram and LinkedIn.
Okay, okay. What comes to mind when I say happiness?
Um, Clean environment and what do you say, mountains.
Okay, all right. Do you own a vehicle?
Yes.
What do you own?
I drive a car, so it's a diesel car.
Okay, all right. Awesome. Anything else you wanted to add there?
No. We could shift to EV, but of course, there are limitations to driving an EV. You can't go like 7 or 8 kilometers at a stretch.
Correct. Correct. Okay, awesome, great. Uh, Sai, that was it. Thank you so much for your time. This was very insightful. I really feel like I got inside your brain a little bit to understand how you do your day-to-day work at Sigmaverse, and I appreciate the time on a Saturday.
Saturday is also a work day for us, so
Okay, all right. I appreciate you taking time out of work to talk to me.
yeah, thank you. Taapsi, actually, it's great that you've taken an initiative like this, and probably people who see, at least whoever sees this, your videos, they'll go back and try that tool.
Yes, I think they will. I think they will.
20-30% people try that out. There'll be a lot of good that you're doing. So a lot of professional people out there.
Great. Thank you
And
so
then
much.
it's all about productivity. So yeah.
Appreciate the vote of confidence. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.